Hi everyone, and welcome to Yoga with Anna for our midweek reset here at the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers, here at the chapel where we believe that community comes together and we provide resources for our community, just as free yoga reset for the week. So this is a wonderful opportunity to share yoga and learn about yoga and what the benefits of yoga can be for you. We offer a lot of resources and events here at the chapel, and one of the events is this Friday. We're having a fundraiser called the Restore and Renew fundraiser, where we're gonna have a beautiful sound bath. So check out the website under the events calendar. For Friday, it starts at 7, goes till 8:30. It's going to be a wonderful gathering of sound and movement, and it's going to be beautiful. So I wanted to touch on that, and then today's class is going to be about 45 minutes or so. I wanted to come on here. I'm coming kind of at the tail end of being under the weather. I caught a little cold virus. But I wanted to show up here on my mat for you all and for myself because it's important that even when we do feel under the weather, that we do stretch and get into our bodies. So giving it a little self-care even when you're feeling not so great. There are certain things, like for example, if you're having a sinus thing going on, of course you don't want to do forward folds or any kind of inversions. But there are other things that we can do. This particular virus hit my lungs, which wasn't great. So it makes me feel a little bit more tired. But we're going to keep it low today, and I'll show you all the little different things that we can do to ease our bodies, stretch out our bodies, and give ourselves a little self-care. And as you know, I am here to support you and your practice. And you can follow me at Yogi DePaz on Instagram, and always find me here at the chapel. All right, so let's get started. And we're going to begin by just staying in seated position, and you can do this in a chair. Any of the stretches that I do even on the mat can be done on a chair. So I just want to say, if you are joining and you are on a chair, a lunge can definitely be just a matter of bringing the knees into chest. So as a sample. All right, so let's ground in and make our spines nice and long. Taking a few breaths, softening the gaze or closing your eyes. And just depending on what's going on with you, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, if you're feeling overwhelmed and need a little extra grounding, palms down. If you are in a place to receive, palms up. Where you're always invited into a Gyan Mudra with the index fingers and thumbs touching, the additional fingers extended outward, resting on your lap. So what we're doing here is settling into our practice through our breath, in and out the nose. I'm going to invite you to set an intention for your practice. Hands can come to the heart center or can stay where they are. Remembering that it is intention that drives our actions, and it is these intentions we carry through our practice and take with us into our daily lives. All taking a deep breath in together and a slow exhale out. Swallowing at the back of your throat and fluttering your eyes open. All right, so let's begin seated, and we're gently going to begin to take the right ear to the right shoulder. And And then head comes to center, left ear to left shoulder. Head comes back to center, take the chin to the chest. And then gently take the gaze back up and straight ahead. Let's do little circles with our nose. And go the opposite direction. And then gently come back to center, inhaling the arms up. And exhaling, lowering them down. Left hand grounds into the mat. Inhale that right arm up and over, stretching that side body. And then lower that arm down. On the exhale, inhaling that left arm up and over. And then left arm floats down on the exhale. Inhale both arms up. Parallel to the ears, take the gaze forward, and on the exhale, we're going to gently fold over, extend the arms forward, and take a little bow. On the inhale, lengthen through the crown. And then gently walk the hands back to yourself and come back to seated. All right, let's get into warming up our back a little bit. On the inhale, let's take the heart forward, press the heart and the chest forward. Take the gaze up, and on the exhale, chin's going to come to chest. You're going to round the spine and tail tucks. Inhale, lead with the heart and take the gaze upwards. Exhale, rounding the spine as you tuck the tail. Continue back and forth, pressing forward and up, and exhaling as you round in. All right. So we are warming up the spine before we get into any other kind of movement. Coming back to center, we're going to take that right ear back to the right shoulder. Head comes to center, left ear to left shoulder. And then head comes back to center, take the chin down towards the chest. And then gaze comes back to center. All right, from here, let's extend the arms out, palms face out. And we're going to bring the arms up. Let's take that right hand to the left wrist. On the inhale, we're going to extend that left arm up towards the sky. We're going to take a nice stretch over to the right side. And breathe. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, switch sides. Left hand to right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen that right arm towards the sky. And exhale as you lean over to the left side. Inhale, come back to center and release the hands. Roll the shoulders. Hands can come back to the lap as we roll the shoulders back. All right, from here, let's take that right hand to the left knee. Let that left hand come behind you to support your lower back. On the inhale, we're going to lengthen and take a little twist over to the left side. Gaze can go over the shoulder. And then we're going to gently unwind and come back to center. Taking the left hand to the right knee, right hand comes behind me. Inhale, lengthen, and then take the twist over to the right side. And then come back to center. So as you can see, these are stretches that you can do when you're feeling under the weather, because keeping the body movement and the circulation going, stimulating all of that is really good. So we're going to come to tabletop. And from here, let's get into our hamstrings. We're going to extend that right leg out, press into the toes, and press the heel back. Let's switch sides. Bring that knee back, that right leg in. Left leg stretch extends outward. press the heel back. And then come back, bring that leg back, come back to your tabletop and let your hips stack over your knees and shoulders stack over the wrists. We're going to gently begin to shift the body back and forth. Breathing, inhaling as we shift back, and exhaling as you shift forward. You are welcome to extend the arms forward, so then you can take that extension a little further if that feels good to you. So we're getting into a little hip mobility here. You can take the hips into a circular motion. And basically in this moment here, just for a few minutes, not for a few minutes, but maybe just for about a minute or so, we're going to just move the body intuitively. So any way that you feel like moving, you can roll the spine, extend up, stretch back. You can take a down dog. You can lean in any way that your body wants to move. I love offering intuitive movement because I don't think we do it enough. Maybe we do it and we don't notice. But getting the opportunity here to just close your eyes and follow your movement with your breath. Or if you want to go into a child's pose and just be still, just so you can. It all depends on how you're feeling. If you're feeling under the weather, I'm not going to take a child's pose right now, and we will in a little bit, but you can just stay in child's pose if you wanted to. So I'm shifting forward, lifting my legs, just getting some movement in here. All right, so coming back to center, we're going to open up the chest on the inhale, lift up that left arm, and we're going to weave it through, but we're not going to bring the shoulder all the way down. We're going to gently just weave it through and inhale, come back up, exhale, weave it through. Just flowing here, inhale, lifting up and exhale, weave it through. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, weave it through. And on the fifth one, we're going to come up and weave it through. Now we're going to bring that shoulder down. Left shoulder comes down. Left temple comes down. Right arm extends forward. Or you can leave the right arm just so and place a little pressure into the mat here if that feels good. But I'm going to go back and extend my arm. I'll also show you that sometimes students like to extend their arms and bring them behind their back to open up the opposite shoulder. But again, I'm going to extend my arm forward because this is what I like to feel, but you have options. You have lots of options. So take another deep breath and inhale. Walk that right hand towards you. Inhale that left arm up. And I'm going to repeat what I just said because I was talking away from the camera. So we're going to inhale that right arm up and we're going to weave it through. We're going to flow 5 times. On the 5th time, we're going to come down. Inhale up. Exhale, weave it through. Inhale up. Exhale, weave it through. Inhale up. Exhale, weave it through. Last one, inhale. And we weave it through. All right, so I'm extending my left arm forward. And this is, if you did hear me, or didn't hear me, is that you can place your arm in the most comfortable position for you. I like to extend my arm forward. You can place it just next to you to gently press into the mat. Or you can take the left arm up and bring it behind your back. But I like to extend my arm forward and rest in this position. So just taking a few breaths here as we open up the backs of the shoulders. Another thing you can add into the stretch is a curl of the toes in to stretch out the bottoms of your feet. I'm going to uncurl my toes, gently walk my left arm back towards me to lift myself up. Inhale, right arm comes up, and exhale, floats back down. Let's shift the hips back, and shift the hips forward. Shift the hips around, and go the opposite direction. All right, so from here, let's extend, let's curl the toes under. We're going to come into a down dog. Take a nice deep breath in. You can exhale it out the mouth or through the nose. Gently press the heart towards the thighs. And we can walk our dog. All right. Come back. Let's lift the heels. Bend the knees deeply. Take a little hover here. And then let's come into a plank pose, coming into a modified plank. Let the insides of the elbows face each other. Gently press back up and press into down dog. Inhale, bring the knees down, take a half plank here. You can gently take a press if you want, and press back into down dog. Breathing nice and deep. Bend the knees, take a hover. Gently extend to plank. Lower the knees. Then bring the hips back to the heels. Shift forward. Press back into down dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees deeply. Shift to modified plank. Press if that feels good to you. You don't have to. And then shift back to down dog. So this is a lot on the wrists. So if you're not comfortable with that, you can modify. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale it out. And shift forward. We're going to come down to the floor. Down to the mat. All right, so we're going to get into Cobra pose. And to get into Cobra, you can either bring your legs together, bring the chest all the way down, and bring your hands just underneath the shoulders. So one way that you can test the hand position is by gently bringing the shoulder down. And I notice that you can only see my fingertips as I bring the shoulders down, and they're in the right position. So you want to bring your head forward, tuck the elbows close to the body. Take a nice deep breath in, press all 10 toes, and tone the legs. Take a nice deep breath again, lift the chest, take the gaze forward. Maybe taking the gaze up, the chin stays parallel to the floor, and then gently come back down. Take a little rest if you'd like. And then we're going to come back to center. Inhale, lift, tuck the elbows, press all 10 toes, chin parallel to the floor, and exhale, come down. One more time, chin comes back to center. Take a nice deep breath in as you tuck the elbows close to the body, press all 10 toes in. And then gently come back down. Extend the arms out into a T. Tent the fingers, and we're going to do 3 chest lifts. Again, pressing all 10 toes into the floor. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, lower down.
Okay, so the 6 necklaces, and then you said 2.
Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. And gently bring the hands back. All right. From here, let's bend the knees and extend the arms by our sides. See if maybe gently you can reach for your ankles. And just gently give yourself a little quad stretch. So you can do it one at a time if that feels good to you. Or if it's a challenge to reach the ankles, basically just stretching and reaching towards the ankles, and you can lift one leg at a time. Resting the chin on the mat. Again, you can grab the ankles. You can even take bow pose. I'm just going to gently take one small bow. My body, I don't think, is in the mood to do a full bow. And then we'll release. All right, come back to your tabletop. And from here, we're going to gently extend that right leg out, flex the foot, and bend the knee. Going to take a little hip rotation here. So this is another way that you can get a quad stretch. Take the rotation in the opposite direction. Let's extend the leg back out and bend the knee once again. Extend that left arm out, pull the navel in, staying nice and strong in the center body. Take a nice deep breath, flip the palm. If it feels good to you, reach back for that foot, or just extend the arm back. Pressing into the hand, gazing forward, and then release. All right, shift the hips back, give a little nice letting go of the hips, and shift back to tabletop. All right, extending that left leg out, flex the foot. Right arm reaches forward as you bend the left knee. Flip the palm, reaching back. And then release and come back to your table. Shift the hips back again. And shift forward. Let's take a down dog. Beautiful. Bring the knees back down. Take a wide-legged child's pose. Bring the knees to the width of the mat. Extend the hips down. Give a little wiggle to just move the hips back and forth. Give them a little movement. And you can rest your third eye into the mat. I like to press my hands into the mat, and it feels like you're pressing the mat away. As you're gently pressing the hips towards the heels. All right, let's walk the hands towards our knees. Bring the knees together, and we're going to take a hero's pose, stretching out the bottoms of our feet. So pressing up to seated, and just gently holding this position, taking a few deep breaths. If it feels good to inhale the arms up, here we go. Inhaling and exhaling as we float down. So if this gets too intense for the toes, you are welcome to lay the feet flat. I'm going to curl my toes under again. Inhaling the arms up and exhaling down. Inhale that right arm up and over and exhale down. Inhale the other up and over and exhale down. One more, arms come up. Exhale, good cactus arms here. Elbows come together. Elbows come back out. Reach up and back. And then exhale. Let's gently let everything come back to the mat. All right. So I keep scooting. Let me scoot myself back. All right. So back to our seat here. And let's gently bring the arms up on the inhale. Exhale, lower the arms. Take a bind. Bring the arms behind you and gently take those shoulders back. Wrist reach towards the back of the mat and take the gaze up. Take a nice deep breath in, and on the exhale, we're going to come down. Taking a bow. Maybe arms lift off the back. Take a nice deep breath in. Come all the way back up. Release the hands. And arms float back up. Exhale, lowering down. Come back to your tabletop. Curl the toes under. Let's go into a down dog. All right. Lift the heels on the inhale. Bend the knees. And then we're going to gently lift that right leg up. Bend the knee. Bring it all the way through. And we're going to come into a low lunge. Let's inhale the arms up and reach back. Cactus arms. Reach up and back on the inhale and exhale, lower down. Bracket the foot. Inhale, left arm comes up. Pull the navel in. Exhale, lower down. Other side. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, lower down. So you can take it to the next level if you feel good about curling the toes under and lifting that knee up off the mat. And again, you can inhale the left arm up with that lifted knee and repeat on the other side and lower down. Again, this is still gentle, shifting the hips back, shifting the hips forward, taking it easy today. One more shift back. One more shift forward. And then we'll heel toe that right foot out and come into a lizard pose. So you can extend that left leg out if that feels good too. So you can get a nice stretch in the hip and you can begin to lower down. So option here to use a block. As you adjust to the hip, you can even tilt the foot to its outer edge to give it a nice different feel of a stretch. Notice as you settle into the stretch, maybe you can take the stretch a little lower, a little deeper, and breathe. Gaze at the top of the mat. Shoulders back, focusing on the hip. And then inhale, hands come back to support your lift. We're going to heel toe that right foot back to center and gently take a shift back for a half split to stretch out that hamstring. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. You can tent the fingers. Again, you can use blocks here to lift the floor and help you get into the stretch a little differently. And we're going to lower the foot gently. We're going to lift that left knee up, and then we're going to bring that right foot back Drop the knees down and shift the hips back towards the heels. Inhale, come back to your table. Curl the toes under and lift for your down dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Bring it all the way through. Drop that right knee. Plant the palms or use blocks to lift the floor. I always love saying that blocks do lift the floor because, or extend your arms. So just an example there. Shifting back and shifting forward. And then we're gently going to open up on the left side. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, right arm rises. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes under that right leg. If this feels good, otherwise you can keep that knee down. Inhale that left arm up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, right arm rises. And exhale, lower down. Lower that back knee. And then gently shift the hips back, going into your half splits. So you'll notice that if you are under the weather and you are stretching, the body will feel good, and especially staying hydrated will begin to move things out of the body. So I'm going to gently flex my foot here to get into the stretch a little bit more, and then gently bring my foot back down. I'm going to curl the toes under and lift my back knee and gently guide my left leg back, coming into a plank. Lower the knees, shift the heels back, shift forward, and then gently curl the toes under, lift, coming into your down dog. Give a nice stretch. Lift the knee, lift the heels, bend the knees deeply, and take a hover. Bring the knees to the mat. Shift the hips back. Take a child's pose. Rest the third eye. Take a nice deep breath in and gently walk the hands towards your knees. And we're going to shift onto our backs. So take the hips, shift the hips to the left side, swing the legs around, or you can shift the hips to any side. And we're going to gently begin to stretch forward the arms, stretch the arms forward. Take a nice deep breath in and lengthen through the crown here. We're going to gently lean back. Pull the navel in and lean forward. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, lean forward. Beautiful. All right, from here, let's take that right knee in, extending that left leg out. Flex both feet, giving it a nice squeeze. Then lower that foot down. Stay nice and close to that knee. Give it a nice squeeze. Bring that left arm around to wrap the knee around. Bring that right arm behind you to support the lower back. Extend the crown towards the sky, and then take that twist over to the right side. And come back to center. Take a nice squeeze of the leg and switch sides. Squeeze that left knee in. And lower down that foot, and then Give the knee just a nice squeeze. Wrap that right arm around, left hand comes behind you. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale, extend through the crown, and gently take that twist over to the left side. Come back to center, and then gently extend the legs up. Inhale, arms come up, reaching up towards the sky. Flex both feet, and gently reach for the outsides of the feet, or you can peace finger your toes. We're going to do just a gentle stretch. So hands can also come to the shins. Take a nice deep breath. Lengthen through the crown of the head to keep the spine nice and long, and then gently bend the elbows. Keep the feet nice and flexed. And then gently walk yourself back up. Squeeze that right knee in. We're going to gently bring that leg down. Wrap that right arm around and take a nice little twist over to the left side. So option here, you can bring that left arm around, but I'm just taking a squeeze. And then take the gaze over the left shoulder. And then come back to center and extend. Other side, squeeze. Give that knee a nice squeeze, and then gently take the twist in the opposite direction. And then come back to center. All right, we're going to come down to the mat, and then gently take a squeeze of the knees in. Wrap your arms around your knees, and then rock side to side. Release the knees, give them a nice circular motion, massaging the lower back. And then go the opposite direction. Extend the legs out, arms come over the head for a full body stretch. Take a nice squeeze of that right knee into chest, flex both feet. Then gently right knee comes over to the right shoulder. Bring it back to center. Extend the leg out and arms over the head, full body stretch. Left knee comes to chest. Give a nice squeeze. Guide that left knee toward the left shoulder. Bring it back to center. Arms over the head. Extend that left leg out and full body stretch. All right, so we're going to get into our legs, and that's why I brought a strap here. So you're welcome to use a kitchen towel, a tie, or anything that you have available, a belt, or you don't have to use a strap at all. So I'm going to place the strap underneath the top pads of my foot and gently guide the sole of my foot up towards the sky. I'm going to extend my left arm out and gently pull towards myself, allowing a nice full stretch of the hamstring. Notice that this is what we do when we stand, but we can do it on our backs. On the next breath, we're going to gently begin to lower that right leg out laterally, just as far as it'll go so the left hip does not lift. So this left hip is nice and grounded. And you can take the gaze over to the left side if that feels good to you. Press both heels out. My gaze comes back to center. I'm going to guide my leg back to center. I'm going to switch hands and place the strap in my left hand, extend my right arm out, take a nice deep breath, and then slowly begin to guide my right leg across my body for a T-band stretch. So what you want here is to keep that right hip grounded. Flex the foot. What I see a lot of people like to do, and it's a natural movement really, is that they lift the hip and come all the way over. But what's nice about keeping the hip grounded is that it does limit the movement. It gets into the T-band a little bit deeper this way than it does to lift this way. As soon as I lift my hip, I feel my T-band loosen. All right, we're going to release and do the opposite side. Flex the foot. Extend that right arm out and begin the descend to the left side. Keep that right hip grounded. Flex both feet. I won't stay here very long. Get a nice deep breath. Or you can stay here as long as you want. And then bring that leg back up. Switch sides and bring that leg across the body. Gently guide that leg back to center and release. Full body stretch, arms over the head. Take a nice squeeze of the knees. Last few minutes here, you can give yourself a little rock or come into happy baby by extending your hands to the outsides of the feet or peace finger your toes. Flex the feet as you gently rock. And then full body stretch, release the feet, arms over the head, and down we go for our Shavasana. So as you lie here, take a few nice deep breaths to settle into the body and let the body begin to relax. Maybe tucking the shoulders behind underneath your body, palms face up, letting the toes fall open. And you are welcome to stay here while I close out the class, or you can close out the class with me. Gently begin to wiggle the toes and the fingers and bring some movement back into the body. Rolling over to your left or right side and gently pressing yourself back up to seated. Nice deep breath in, slow exhale out, hands come to the heart center. Join me in bringing your prayer hands up to your third eye as a reminder to think kind thoughts, down in front of our lips as a reminder to speak kind words, and back down in front of the heart as a reminder to live life full of love, joy, inner strength, and lots of grace. Thank you so much for joining me on this midweek reset. Namaste.